Hey everybody. Welcome to lesson 113. On we go. Only a few more lessons to go. So let's take a look at this. We're adding and subtracting mixed measures first. All right. Well, measures, we've done things like pounds and things like that. Let's do hours and minutes and all those kind of things. So, let's take a look at this. Adding an hour and 40 minutes to an hour and 50 minutes. Well, we can just do this in two chunks. We could say 2 hours on the left here. You usually add, of course, you do this column first, but in this case, you can do that. Start on the left. 40 and 50 give you 90. That's 90 minutes. Okay. Well, we all know that 60 minutes gives us an hour, right? So if you do 90 minutes, that is the same thing as 1 hour. That's supposed to be an H and R. And that is then 30 minutes, right? Because we have 60 minutes plus 30 minutes is 90 minutes, all right? So we have this 1 hour can be stuck right there. That gives us 3 hours. And we also have 30 minutes. That's all we have to do. Okay, well, let's look at the subtraction. And of course, you could do this, you could subtract with hours, or you could add with feet and things like that. Same idea. So let's subtract. Well, first thing we have to do is subtraction, a little bit different. Excuse me. We cannot, excuse me, man, subtracts 8 cigarettes. I need to, just kidding, I don't smoke. All right. Okay, well, we can't subtract 8 from 5. Can't do it. So what we need to do is borrow a foot. So we go, this changes into 5 feet. And we get to add a foot to this part right here. Of course, we don't want to go, oh, 1 foot 5, whatever. Let's just go ahead and change the 1 foot into 12 inches. All right. Now we've got 12 inches plus 5 inches. Well, that gives us 17 inches. This is getting messy here. Okay. Now we can do 17 inches minus 8 inches gives us 9 inches, right? And then, of course, 5 feet minus 4 feet gives us 1 foot. So there's our answer. 1 foot, 9 inches. There we go. Now again, that works with minutes, feet, anything you can name. If you can borrow from one column, do it. Add it to the other one. If you're subtracting, you got it. Okay, there we go. All right. The second part of this lesson is multiplying by powers of 10. Power of 10 means 10 times itself, however many times. 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times then the 1,000, then 10,000, 100,000, a million, and pretty soon you're getting the big numbers here, okay? The basic rule by multiplying by 10, look at this, okay? 7 times 10, we all know the answer to that is 70, right? Well, at some point, when somebody went, 0.8 times 10, well, they went, oh, if I did all that here, I got the answer, it's 8. At some point, somebody went, wait a minute, hold on. There is a decimal here, this is 7.0. The answer is 70, so if I just multiply by 10, I just move it over one time, and then it's 70. It's the same thing. 0.8 times 10, I just move it over one time. That gives me, wait a minute, okay. But of course, you can do the same thing with bigger numbers, powers of 10 too, right? In other words, if somebody says to you, 0.62 times, 1,000. Well, for heaven's sakes, please don't sit there and go, I'm going to do it up here. 1,000 times point. Oh dear, no, okay. That's like, pulling your toenails out with pliers or something. Okay, it's horrible. All right, here's what you want to do. If it works for this by moving the decimal over one time with 10, well, it'll work by moving it over several times with powers of 10, right? In other words, there's 1 0 you're multiplying by, you move it over one time, the decimal. If there are 3 zeros, you move the thing over 3 times. That's it. So you've got 0.62, right? Okay, so if there are 3 zeros, just move it over 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and the answer is 620. Now remember, we've seen where we did this, like if there are 3 zeros, you can say, oh, that's 10 to the 3rd power. If there are, let's say, it's a million. Let's just say 100,000. Boom. How many zeros are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's 10 to the 5th power, and a million is, and so on. So you can do this very easily on paper without having to resort to sitting there for 20 minutes scratching out all this stuff. So anyway, that's what I make sure I do. All right. So here's an example. Write 6.2 times 10 to the 2nd in standard notation. Well, 10 to the 2nd, that's just shorthand for saying 10 times itself 2 times, right? That's what the 2 is. Okay. But again, you don't have to think about that. You know that 10 to the 2nd is 100. If you want to think 6.2 times 100, okay, you can do that probably in your head. But the easier thing possibly would be just to go like this. Well, if there's 2 of them, I move it over twice. Boom, boom. The answer is 620. There we go. That's all there is to it. Okay. Get used to that because you're going to see these things in chemistry and biology and things like that in the future when you take those classes. And believe me, oh man, Saxon kills it for you because you'll be sitting in there taking some, I don't know, maybe online class or apology or something like that, or, I don't know, even like an in-person co-op class. The other kids are going, I don't know what all these and you're sitting there going, piece of cake. I'm learning the chemistry stuff, not worrying about that stuff. So Saxon's very helpful with that. So, all right, here's another one. 500 million in standard notation. Well, half a billion? Oh no, what do I, okay. Well, if you want to write it like this, 0.5, half times a billion, you could go a billion. I mean, a billion that's 1,000. 10,000, 100,000, a million, 10 million, 100 million, a billion. If you want to put the little comma or the commas there to break it up, fine. You don't have to, whatever. Okay, well, look at how many zeros there are. 3, 6, 9, right? So all you need to do is pull this thing over 9 times. And if you do that, well, let's just do it here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, there you go. That's it. And just put the zeros. And there you go. Now you can put the comma here and the comma here, and you got it. That's 500 million is the answer to that. Piece of cake, you got it. There you go. Okay. All right. Well, let us try a few practice problems. Go ahead and pause it. There are 6 of these total, so try to just, do all 6 or just do one at a time and then come back when you want to. So go ahead and pause it. Okay, some are different here. The first one will be 1 foot and 9 inches. Okay? All right, ready for B? B will be 1 hour and 35 minutes. The top one you should have 2 hours and then 75 minutes is what you're subtracting 1 hour and 40 minutes from. Okay? C, a half times, 1.2 times 10 to the 4th will be 12,000, right? It's because you have 4 zeros. In other words, 1.2 times 10 to the 4th means times 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. You just move this thing over 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and there's your 12,000. Okay. D, 1.5 million. There it is. You just move it over. 1.5 times a million means 1.5 times and then a million. You know how to write a million. You can look at that and go, oh, wait, there are 6 zeros. I'm just going to pull this thing over 6 times. Boom, you got it. Okay. E, 2.5 billion. That's going to be 2.5 times a billion, right? Okay. There it is. You just pull it over 9 times. That's it. Okay. Last one is 1/4 of a million. 1/4, we all know the decimal is 0.25, right? So you start off with this, 0.25, and you go times a million. And if you know a million has 6 zeros, just in your head, you could just go, okay, 0.25 over 6 times, it'll give me 250,000. There you go. Okay. All right. Do a good job with your practice problems today, and I will see you guys next time. See ya.